electrodes over the scalp of the individual while he processes the information related to a crime. We don't want to expect him to answer in any fashion. No statement is being given. Just place the electrodes over the skull. How the neuron activates, how it gets activated when he hears the words related to the crime or when he sees the picture related to the crime is what we do in brain mapping technique. And the topographic and the temporal distribution pattern of this neuron activity while assessing the memory is being established. This technique also uses the presence of certain important component of electrical activity of the neuron, whether the information is present in the individual, whether the information is absent in the individual, whether the individual has acquired this information by participating in the crime or he has acquired this information through secondary sources. All this can be measured by using this technique. The application of the modern cognitive neuroscience methods in crime population helps us in identifying the brain circuits while the individual processes the information. Especially in the brain mapping, the event-related brain potentials are very important. This neuroelectrical technique, it provides us some of the direct evidence in assessing the central nervous system. Especially EEG, you must have heard of EEG. Whenever there is a damage to the brain, when there is an injury to the brain, when an individual gets a repeated epileptic attacks, that is fits attack, usually the doctors advise for EEG to find out what are the specific function that have been lost. So in the background of EEG, we measure what is called as event-related brain potential. In the event-related brain potential, the important component is P300 component. The P is a positive component which arises within 300 milliseconds if the information is present in the brain. If the information is present only, then it arises within 300 milliseconds. So ERP, when compared to other brain imaging method in cognitive neuroscience, it is considered to be a golden standard in terms of temporal resolution. This ERP, that is event-related potential, that is P300 potential, it is a very sensitive tool. It measures the brain function only in response to a particular stimulus. If there is no stimulus, no P300 arises. Event-related potential cannot be measured. So it arises only when the stimulus are being presented to the individual. And these P300, it is a very small voltage that are generated in the brain structure. And there are two types of ERP, that is P300 potential. One is exogenous and the other is endogenous. You could see this P300 component here. The first wave that is being generated, it is an attention component. The individual takes 100 milliseconds to attend to a particular stimulus. If the information is there, then you can see the second wave that is generated. The individual starts processing the information. The brain starts searching or scanning to find out whether the information is stored. All these are done in the millisecond scale. And if the information is already there, within 300 milliseconds, this potential arises, P300 potential arises, indicating that the individual has already stored the information. So for us to learn something new and store it in the brain, it takes minimum 5 seconds. If the information is already there, within 300 milliseconds, the wave gets generated, indicating that the individual has already stored the information. So, but this information, he should have stored only through experiential knowledge. The experiential knowledge is acquired only when there is an occurrence of event and only when the individual participates in the event. If an individual does not have an experiential knowledge, that is, if he had not participated in the event, then in 300 milliseconds, the P300 potential will not arise. So only when he has participated in the crime, then only when he has acquired the experiential knowledge, then it is possible to generate P300, otherwise it is not possible. So the experiential knowledge is episodic in nature and therefore it can be easily recalled. When we learn something that is general knowledge or whatever we learn, that is semantic knowledge, We do not know, we do not have any stamped information. We do not know which teacher taught us. But we do not, we go on keeping or go on storing such information or knowledge in a logical and sequential order. But when an event occurs, when an episode occurs, we don't have any logical arrangement. We don't have any sequential arrangement. We arrange as and when it occurs. We arrange along with the stamped information. But such a stamped information is not available in semantic knowledge or semantic memory. This is the presence and the absence of the experiential knowledge. All the information are stored in the brain in an encoded fashion. When we see a particular event or a particular episode, we see something, so we store it in a visual memory. We hear the words being exchanged, we store it in an auditory memory. The individual might use some weapons in crime situation, then we store it in somatosensory memory. So we have various forms of information, visual information, verbal auditory information, somatosensory information. All these informations are stored in the brain in an encoded fashion. The encoding, it depends upon the particular part of the brain, that is medial temporal lobe and diencephalon part of the brain. Encoding is establishing a meaningful relationship with the event. We try to establish the relationship, store it as a particular event in the brain, and such encoded information is stored in the brain in terms of memory. P300 has two important characteristics, its amplitude and its latency. Amplitude indicates the degree and the quality with which the information is processed by the individual. Latency indicates the stimulus classification speed, how fast he is able to identify the stimulus. If it is more meaningful to the individual because of his direct participation, then a millisecond scale possible. The research have shown that the electrical brain responses, especially P300 response, is a reliable indicator of memory, and P300 potential can retrieve critical and vital information in the brain by engaging neurocognitive link. And P300 is a positive component which arises which peaks around 240 to 1000 milliseconds. The procedure is, we make the person sit in a sound treated room. You can see the chair in front of the individual where he is made to sit, and there will be a monitor right in front of the individual and two speakers on the sides. So the individual, we have two modes in brain mapping. One is auditory mode and in the visual mode. Auditory mode, the words will be programmed and it will be presented through the speakers. And the visual mode, the crime related photographs will be presented through you can see the monitor in front of the individual. These are the 32 different areas where the 32 electrodes are placed on the scalp of the individual. And here 32 regions are selected because this is the region where the visual aspects of the memory is stored, and these are the position where the auditory aspect is stored, and this is the position where the somatosensory memory is being stored. So hence 32 different, according to international 10-12 system, 32 sites of the brain are being selected or being positioned for the electrodes. This is a chair used for recording, and this is how the individual looks when the electrodes are being placed on the scalp of the individual. And this is how you can see how the individual look when 32 sides of the scalp electrodes are being placed, just using gel. Nothing else is used, just using gel, the electrodes will be positioned on the scalp of the individual. And when during the auditory mode, the individual keeps his eyes closed, and during the visual mode, he keeps watching the crime-related photographs being presented. Regarding this case, I would like to take 2 minutes. This was a case referred to us directly from Uttaranchal High Court. This person was accused of murdering his father-in-law. Police went on saying that he is responsible for the murder of father-in-law. And as usual, everybody in the court turned hostile. His wife, his sister-in-law, everybody, mother-in-law turned hostile. So the court was in a fix, and it referred to us directly to find out which version is true, whether the individual version is true or the police version is true. So this individual says that I heard the information, then I traveled almost 250 kilometers and then I came to the crime scene. So then the police says that this fellow wanted to get married to his sister-in-law. Father-in-law came in between, because of which he has fired 2 bullets, and they also showed a country-made pistol where 2 bullets were shot, and they said that he has shot these 2 bullets and he is responsible for the murder. When we measured both the versions, we found that only the version given by this individual was present in the brain of the individual. The version given by the police was not present in the brain of the individual. And when the report along with the graph was submitted to Uttaranchal High Court has upheld the report of brain mapping, and now he has been acquitted, though the lower court has convicted him. And here no statement is being made. The individual is just watch the crime scene photographs being presented, just hear the words being presented, but what happens in the brain will be captured in the recording room. This is how, before actually we start with the brain mapping, we have to find out whether the individual brain is functioning normally or he has any abnormality in cognitive processing. So we have to take one baseline of running EEG, once with eyes closed, once with eyes open, to find out is there any abnormality in the individual. Online averaging of P300 potential will be done, and within millisecond it is possible for us to say whether the individual has information or whether the individual is innocent. If he has information, then this is the P300 that is being generated. The responses of the brain to the stimulus presented differs under 2 conditions: when there is a knowledge of event and when there is absence of such knowledge. If there is a knowledge, then it would give a characteristic event related responses when the individual process each word or each photograph that is being presented, if he is suspect truthfully participated in the act. These are some of the crime scene photograph that is being presented. So this is a case referred to us from the Kerala. In this case, especially 47 people were brought to us to find out who actually is involved in a crime. This is a murder of commercial sex worker, and the body was found almost 6 months later in a totally decomposed condition. So they wanted to find out who might have been involved in the case. When 47 people were subjected for the test, only 2 people showed significant P300 potentials. So these 2 people, after the testing, they revealed that this lady had a 13-year-old daughter, and when they wanted to use the daughter, that lady came in between, because of which she was done to death. Then the body was decomposed and found in a decomposed position in the forest when they had thrown there. This is also one of the cases, and this is an important case from Maharashtra, where a Canadian gynecologist was done to death. This Canadian gynecologist, all the way she comes from Canada, and she stays in her brother's house in Mumbai, which was located primarily. And that particular day, there was some dispute over the property. Around 11 o'clock, that lady was done to death. So after immediately 3 months after the incident, her brother also dies because he had a kidney problem. And the case went untraced for almost 3 years. Then her husband, who was a very famous neurosurgeon from Canada, brought a heavy pressure on Indian embassy. The case was reopened. It was sent to us. So when 7 people